The Yankees will three-peat. The Yankees will beat the Dodgers in 2022. Yankees beat the Padres in 2023. 2024 is a mystery opponent. 2025, the Padres are winning the World Series. The Padres and the Yankees three-peat run for a four-peat. Juan Soto wins in 2025. Juan Soto is gematria 25. He wins in the year 25 for the Padres. 2025 is 45 year. 45 is gematria 3-peat. But we do not get a 4-peat. Because instead, we get Juan. Juan Soto and Aaron Judge, they go 1-1 against each other. Dean Spanos will not win a championship before the city of San Diego. The city of San Diego wins the championship first before Dean Spanos does. San Diego's last championship occurred in 1963 in the American Football League championship game when the San Diego Chargers defeated the Boston Patriots 51-10. Juan Soto has 118 home runs in his career at the time of this trade. It is Patriots that has gematria of 118 as pertaining to the Boston Patriots. San Diego's last championship against Boston. Will they win again when they defeat Aaron Judge? But not necessarily in 2022. This is the next championship per se for the Padres. It is the Padres that has gematria of Aaron Judge. I'm going to predict this to be the 44th World Series appearance for the Yankees. The repeat, and then we have three-peat. But then it all ends right there in the 44th World Series appearance against the Padres. Juan Soto won his World Series championship while with Washington. Washington is gematria 49. That is also same gematria as his next championship against Aaron Judge. So there we have it. Aaron Judge is a 15-6 life path. It's Juan Soto that's going to win the World Series 6 years later because Aaron Judge, born April 26 of 1992, is a 15-6 life path numerology. Juan Soto's next World Series championship occurs 6 years later. He loses to Aaron Judge in 2023, but he will win in 2025. The 2022 Padres is their 54th season. 2025 would be their 57th season of the franchise. Will there be a Subway Series narrative because of the fact that it's Mets that is gematria 57? World Series and Bronx Bombers has gematria 57. Mets Padres, it's looking like it's going to be for the 2025 NLCS. The Mets just may blow it. Dean Spanos, the LA Chargers fail. You say the Chargers got to win. The city of San Diego has to win the championship first. Bob Melvin would win the championship after the Yankees' 30th World Series championship after the Yankees three-peat. Melvin, Crown, Bob Melvin, Oakland A's, Dbacks, longtime manager. He's part of the good old buddies club. He's got to finally win a championship as a manager. Bob Melvin has gematria 40. St. David is San Diego. David is gematria 40. When the Yankees embark on the dynasty for 11 years a win. So we're at 33. We're at 36. We're at 40 wins for the Yankees entering the World Series. This is before they face off against the Padres. This is before they face off against San Diego, St. David. It's all coming to an end in 2025, where Juan Soto wins the World Series championship in the 121st edition of the World Series. Revelation is gematria of 121. Peter Seidler. They don't go for the big matchup all the time. The Subway Series, Peter Seidler is Dimancia 64. Bob Melvin would be 64 years of age when he does win the World Series in 2025. So there we have it. Bob Melvin won the World Series in 2001. Bob Melvin ends the Yankees dynasty again some 24 years later. The Padres' first World Series appearance was the Yankees' 24th World Series title. Bob Melvin, born in '61, the Padres' the San Diego's last championship. And actually, this is 1964. So 64 years of age, Bob Melvin. The year '64, San Diego won their last championship. The amount of time from the latter part of 1963 to 2025, that gives us 62 years. Well, 62 years later, San Diego wins. They take it back on the LA Chargers. They take it back on these sons of bitches, baby. That's what's gonna happen. Relocation January 2017. The 2025 in that World Series. New York attempts to go to the World Series and win 39 years later, but it ain't happening that way. They just have to wait. They just have to wait a little bit more. $106 after 105 months. Nothing obvious there, but the prophecy of the end of a dynasty is actually going to be very prophetic. When we break it all down, a New York native, the general manager, A.J. Preller. He could win the World Series 11 years later. Revelations Dimancia 49. The Padre general manager will be 49 years of age. A.J. Preller is also Dimancia champion. Evan Dimancia 43. And then back to the owner. This guy is a grandson of O'Malley, who owned the Brooklyn Dodgers. Seidler, Dimancia 72, 36. Dodgers, Dimancia 72 and 36. A Dodger connection for the Dodger-Yankees rivalry. A New York native, the relative of Seidler, the San Diego owner. He won the championship in 1955 against the Yankees in the World Series while they were in Brooklyn. It's also worth noting that it is Brooklyn. That's Dimancia 40. Here we can see the Yankees had 40 wins before this World Series matchup. Walter died in the year 79. Walter's DiMaggio 25. His grandson can win the World Series in the year 25. The O'Malleys. The O'Malleys having DiMaggio 45 in the three-peat narrative. Grandson of the he moved the Dodgers over to the West Coast. He pretty much brought baseball to the West Coast. The Giants, and then here on to the San Diego Padres. He moved the team in 1958 was the year. Some 67 years. Could defeat the 6'7" Aaron Judge in the World Series. 67 years after the move to the West Coast. The Dodgers are a fraudulent asterisk. The Giants won in 2014. 11 years later, we'd see a team from California win with fans in the stands. Fans in the stands. Unlike the loser Dodgers. Ever since San Francisco Giants against Kansas City, 2025, we see a team from California win with fans in the stands. The Mets just may very well blow it again. Yeah, that's Mets things. This Mets things. It's what they do. It is what they do. The Mets are a losing team. They're a losing team. They're losers. That's what you see with the NLCS. That's the Mets' 25th season. They try to win the World Series in the 25th World Series, but when do the Mets win? That's the great question that you have to get down to the bottom of it. And that requires more investigation.